everyone, and welcome to another edition of Chair Yoga. Again, my name is Karen Lyons, and I'm coming to you from the Whitman Wellness Center. And before we begin, I want to just remind you to always just do what your body can do for you. Never push yourself. Sometimes if you look at the video first and then determine whether or not a particular pose is good for you or not. You may want to have a chair without arms today. We will be doing some twisting and also making sure that you have maybe a belt or some blocks available, not that we may or may not use them, a blanket, and of course some water as well. So we'll get started, and what I'd like you to do first is just get about halfway off of the chair. Okay, and take a look at your feet and ground your feet right on in. Then press the palms of the hands right into your lap and get a nice little lift of the rib cage, peeling that rib cage away from the pelvis, tucking the elbows in and snugging them in nice and gentle and tight. And then just take a few breaths here for a moment. Flipping one palm and then the other palm to receive, and then just taking that breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Just notice and have an awareness of your breath, the quality of your breath as it comes in and goes out. Maybe you feel that lifting of the rib cage with the inhalation. And at the top of the inhalation, can you take a moment and just pause? And live in that pause for a moment, huh? What is that pause all about? What is it doing? And then exhale out. Good. And then inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. And then we'll begin with just taking the left hand, sweeping the left arm up, rotating it down and around. Nice and slow and gentle. And then up and over, stretching. And then leaning into that stretch a little bit. Coming back up to center and just reach, just with that left arm, just reach, fingers are nice and straight, reach, soften through the shoulders, press the feet into the floor, and then bring it back down, and then just rotate it around one way and then the other, nice and gentle, good, and then bring that hand back in. And we'll take that to the other side. So just sweeping now the right hand up and out, reaching from the shoulder blade. So just imagine reaching from the wrist and the shoulder, and then rotate it around once and twice. And of course, you might have one shoulder that's a little bit more crankier than the other, right? And open. Good, and then we're going to lift this arm up and stretch right from that armpit and then lean it over. Really reaching with your fingers. Keep the chin up away from your chest and then coming back up, reaching right on out, and then bringing that hand back down. Rotate it a couple more times, huh? Good. And then bring that hand in. Great. Now both. So we're going to reach up, rotate down. This time we're going to take the hands up. So just the fingertips move up, working the wrists, and then down, and then up, really pressing like you're holding open an elevator door. Stop, let me in. And come up. Lifting up, belly buttons into the back of the spine here. Good. Now flip the palms of the hands up. Sweep both hands up, reach, You're going to clasp your hands and press through those knuckles, press through the palms of the hands. Once again, keeping that chin away from the chest. So don't crunch it down and don't have your shoulders up by your ears. You really want to soften the shoulders down as you reach through the fingertips here. Beautiful. And then we're going to take a dip down over to the right first. Try to keep the hands in line with the ears as you dip over to one side. Good. And then coming up, and we'll dip over to the other side. Beautiful. And then coming back up. And then we'll scoop ourselves down, right here. And then I want you to kind of create a little tension with your knuckles and your fingers. So like you're pulling them apart. A little bit of resistance, holding, like you're holding and hugging a tree or a beach ball. Just pull on those hands and then finally release them out. Good. And bring the hands back down and around. We'll rotate our shoulders now and just big circles with the shoulders back and forth. Nice big rotations backwards first and now going forward. Big rotation, right? Nice and slow and gentle. We don't have to go fast. Good. Now we'll take that again, reaching the arms up over our head with that inhalation, clasping the hands and pressing through. We'll dip to the left this time, chin up away from chest, and then come right on up and we'll go over to the other side. Good. And then coming back, and then just allow the hands to really just reach away from each other, finding that up and down motion with the wrists. Good. And then rolling the wrists and the hands. Little gentleness, little roll the elbows. Good. All right, so now from here, what I want you to do is just take your hand right on your elbow. All right, so right hand right on the elbow, and just draw the elbow across the shoulder, opening up. And then release it, and then draw the elbow over, and release. And one more time, draw it over and hold it there for a moment. Feel it on the outside edge of that shoulder. And go ahead and release. Now slide your hand all the way down to the wrist. Hold on to the wrist and then really draw it all the way across the body. Nice straight arm as you do this. And hold it for a moment. And then open it up like a gate and shake that out. To it into this side. So again, hold the elbow first and hold it up, and then just draw the elbow across the chest and release, and then draw across again, just kind of creating a little cellular memory in the muscles, right? In the tricep. Good. And then sliding the hand down to the wrist, keeping the elbow nice and straight as you draw across. Good. And then bringing that back and shake that out. Okay. So now we're going to just try to make our feet go into a little bit of a V. So our legs are maybe a little bit wider than our hip joints. And we're just going to rotate around in the pelvic bowl a little bit. So just to kind of loosen up through that area of the body so that we can start to do a few twists. The twists are really good for our digestive system and wringing out from the inside. And then just go around the other way. Good, huh? Nice and gentle. Good. And then just bringing the feet back towards one another a little bit more. Hands are on our kneecaps as we do a few little cat and cows. So I'm drawing my hands onto my knees, and then I'm going to tuck and roll my chin down towards the chest. Okay, and then I roll back up over my sits bones and then back again. So now I'm just kind of, loosening up that lower spine. Beautiful. We'll do 2 more. Nice and hold here, broadening through our collarbone, puffing out our chest, and then dropping chin towards chest. Maybe the gaze comes to the floor, and then up and back. Nice. Good. And coming back onto our sits bones. Here we go. We're going to inhale. Take a nice gentle twist. So right hand's going to come onto the outer edge of our left leg, and this left hand's on the other side of the chair. So we're lifting up to get a nice gentle twist. And then we're going to inhale, swinging the arms right up and over to the other side for another nice little gentle twist. Okay, notice what you're looking at too, because we're going to try to be increasing our range of motion here as well. So take a note as to what you're looking at. Good. And then coming back. All right. Let's do that to the other side so you can know what you're looking at. So let's come up, take a gentle twist, look this way, notice what you're looking at, and then inhale all the way to the other side. And again, just note what you're looking at. Beautiful. So we're going to see if we can increase that gaze a little bit. So I'm going to take my feet out wide once again, and I'm going to take my left hand right onto my right shoulder. Okay? I'm going to start to dip down to the left and coming up, and dip down to the right, coming up, dip down and lift my elbow, and come down and dip and lift my elbow. And now I'm going to come down, lift my elbow and turn my head. Come back, dip down, lift and turn, and come back. Now I'm going to take that nice inhale up once again, and exhale, twisting over. And I should have increased, or you should have increased a little bit of that range of motion. And hands come to heart center. And we'll take that to the other side. So right hand now onto the left shoulder. We're going to start on the right. So I'm going to dip down to the right. Coming up, dipping down to the left. And now with the elbow, I'm going to come down and lift. And then come down and lift. Just the elbow. And then I'm going to come down and lift. And I'm going to take a look and gaze over my left shoulder. Bring that down, swinging all the way around. Lift and gaze. Good. And then I'll come back, take another inhale up, and exhale, looking back and opening up to a little deeper twist. Good. And then inhale, come back down to center. Beautiful. I'm going to take my block and I'm going to build the floor up. So if you don't have a block, books or a box, maybe a tote, some kind of a tote box, the idea here is just to kind of build the floor up and closer to you. So I'm going to put the block one down this way, the long way, and the other one I'm just going to build it right on top, okay? And I'm going to bring it right down here. So now this is going to be a good place, a position for me to snuggle my feet right into the side of the block. It's going to help me ground in. I'm going to lift up. I'm going to press my hands into those thighs again, always reestablishing my length. And then I'm going to inhale up. I'm going to swan dive forward, finding the top of the block, okay? Pressing my shoulders down away from my ears. Leave my right hand right on top of the block as I sweep that left arm up and follow the gaze. So finding your thumbnail and just looking at your thumbnail as you reach up. Sweep that hand back down, and then maybe let's come up, okay? Kind of repose with the inhalation coming up. So now we can reestablish that length because it's the length that's going to help us with that twist. So here we go, inhaling it up. Exhale, the hands come down onto the block. Press my shoulder blades back and down, leaving my left hand this time on the block as I sweep my right hand up, looking at the thumbnail. And then coming down. Good. And then inhaling it all the way back up. And we'll do that again on either side. Okay, here we go. Inhaling up, sweeping down. Right hand connects, shoulders go back. Now plug your elbow, if you can, right into your thigh, right into the inseam of the knee actually. And you're going to use that as an anchor to help you swing up and reach, looking at your thumbnail, really twisting here and looking right on up. Okay? Feel that in the extension in the rib cage as you get that. We'll just take it right to the other side, reestablish your shoulders down, reestablish that bind, and then sweep it up on the other side. Now you might notice one side is a little bit easier than the other. That's normal. Twist here and then coming down. Good. And then we'll sweep our hands all the way up and down. Good. And maybe roll those shoulders again, right? Shake them up a little bit. Okay? Great. All right, so here we go. Inhale up. Exhale all the way down. Take a little bit of a half lift. Forward fold, sweeping all the way back up. And then exhale down onto that block. We're going to twist up. Okay. Now this time, if you want a little core work, you just reach your arm out, belly button into the back of the spine, and I'm just really igniting the belly area and getting a little bit of core as I twist. Bring the hand back down though if it's too much for you, and just reach here, and then bring that hand down. Good. And then just going to sweep it up again, and relax it down, and then sweep it up again. And then coming down. Good. Now come on up. Woo. Huh? And we'll readjust. We'll go the other side. So twisting. Inhale up. We're going to swan dive down first. Take that little bit of a half lift. Forward fold. Coming up. And then swan it down, coming to the top of the block. And then again, sweeping that arm up, reaching out. Don't hold your breath here though. Keep breathing. Bring that down, sweep it down for 1, up, and 2, and 3, huh? Reaching. Each time you might see that it gets a little easier, right? Good. And then sweeping it all the way up. And exhale down. Beautiful. Okay. So we're going to turn now to the side of the chair. I'm just going to turn this way here first. So I'm sitting on the side of the chair. Now, if you have a chair with arms, you can follow along as best you can, knowing that, of course, the arms are going to be, in the way a little bit. So you probably have to do the twists seated forward, okay? Otherwise, join me in coming to the side of the chair. And again, lifting that body up and the pelvis up, peeling away from the rib cage, peeling away from the pelvis, lifting up. I'm going to take my left knee, and I'm looking right. I'm going to take my outside edge knee, my right knee. I'm going to pull it in and give it a good hug. Okay? Give it a little squeeze here. Maybe roll the ankle a little bit. Nice squeeze. Then I'm gonna hold underneath it and just assist it to come down to the side like so, okay? Beautiful. I'm gonna raise that arm up, and then the other one, lifting up here, reaching, and then maybe even take a little bit of a back bend, reaching and looking up towards the sky, towards the ceiling, and then coming down. The other thing you can do is if you need to support your knee, you can bring your knee right down onto that block if needed, okay? So just again, reaching up and coming down. Good. Now from here, what I am going to try and do is now extend that leg back a little bit more, reaching out straight. Now again, if this is too much for you, you can go back to bringing that knee down onto a block or some kind of a bin or something, bringing the floor, always bringing the floor up to you. But here I'm going to do the same thing, reach my arms up and reach back, looking up towards the ceiling, and then coming down, okay? Now here's where the twist is going to come in, and we're going to leave the leg right where it is. I'm going to take this left hand, I'm going to bring it around. You're going to lose my face for a moment, and I'm just twisting around, leaving that leg nice and straight. Using the chair. And then I'll exhale out, coming back, bring that knee in, bring the hands up, and then just come forward a little bit, and then up, and then sweeping all the way around to a wide angle. And then inhaling it up and out. Nice. So we'll do that on this side now. Blanket. I'm going to swing around. Okay. Sitting up nice and tall. Okay. And then I'll take my knee in. So it's that outside edge of that knee. I'm going to squeeze it in as best I can. Maybe roll the ankle. Slide my hand underneath to assist it. Okay. And again, maybe I need the block from my knee at first, right? Readjust myself, make sure I feel safe. Safety is always the major concern, or the first step of everything, the safety and secure. As long as you feel safe and secure, then you're good to go, okay? If you feel a little unsteady, then sit it out, that's all. Lifting up, raise the arm up, breathing now, Then maybe take the other hand up. Find that balance. Good. Take a little bit of a back bend, shoulders away from your ears, and then sweep it down. Now, here's the challenge. We're going to take that leg straight on out. Okay, and then again, if it's too much for you, go back to the bent knee. Here we go. Hands come up, reaching. Take a little bit of a back bend first. Peeling the rib cage away from each other, creating space in the body. Breathing here. Now we're going to take that deep twist. I'm going to rotate around, grab hold of the back side of the chair, and really twisting here, okay? Really feel the twist. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay? And then kind of unwinding as we go. Actually, let's come right into a Virabhadrasana 2 position from here. We'll take it to the other side too. And again, this is where you can bring your block in. If I bring my block right here, and I can bring my foot right onto it, okay? I get a better alignment maybe. I'll take an inhale, reach the arms out. I'm going to come into a humble, actually this is Valiant Warrior, or Sun Warrior, sometimes people call it Sun Warrior. Reaching up to the sun, reaching up to the sky, Good. And then coming back into our Virabhadrasana 2, like so, Now, here comes the twist. We're going to turn our hands around, find the outside edge of the knee, and then just allow yourself to really twist around very deep here. Okay, so if you only go here, that's okay, no worries about it. But you really want to start to twist in, feel that twist, breathing in and breathing out. Always breathing, right? Never stop breathing. Inhale and exhale. That's what helps, that's what's cleansing us from the inside out is our breath. So let it work for you. Now, if you want to deepen it, you can bring the arm down and the hands down like so. And then maybe even sweep the arm up a little bit and bring it down, okay? Coming back up nice and slow and gentle, unwind. And let's just take another nice angle pose this way. Oh, that feels good. And just really reaching over this way. Beautiful. And then sweeping up, we will take that to the other side. So I'm going to line my block up on this side. Okay, let's take an inhale. I always like to take the inhales to repose. That one's done. Now we're on to the next, right? Okay, so here we go. So we're going to take one foot onto the block. Now your legs might be long enough and you may find that you don't need the block. You don't want the knee up too high above the hip. You're trying to establish the femur, the leg coming right out of the acetabulum. Nice angle down. So mine's actually up a little too high, but that's okay. I just want to demonstrate this for you. So the other leg is out as straight as it can. I want to square my hips. I'm going to slide first this hand down. I'm going to take that beautiful Valiant Sun Warrior as we reach up and open up here. Really feel yourself pulling away from the shoulder or the armpit opening. Good, and then we're going to come back into that Virabhadrasana 2, looking over maybe the palm of the fingertips for a moment, okay? And then here comes that twist. So the hands stay here, almost like you have a broomstick on your back, and I'm just going to rotate right on over. Then I take this hand here and bring it on the outside edge of that right knee, right? Really reaching away. You can hold on to the back side of the chair if you need a little support, but you should feel this really intense, nice twist. And again, it's good for, ringing up, digestive system. Don't do it on a full stomach though, okay? We're gonna reach around. Now we'll take this out of hand and maybe we bring it along and on the inside. Right? And then this hand comes down, palms come together as we press together. I'm using the elbow, the outside edge of the elbow, and then reach that arm up as far as you can and bring it down. And then we're going to come up nice and slow. We're going to open that arm up again, reaching, and then we'll take that angle pose. Coming down. Now, angle pose, you can come down all the way this way too, with the hand down by your feet and really reaching up. Shoulders are away from the ears. You're really lengthening through the spine. I just got some good pops in my spine, so I know I'm finally opening up the spine here. Really reaching up. Oh, feels so good. And then coming back to center. Reaching the fingers away from one another, lifting up through the body, and then coming back to center. Good, and take that inhale up. And let's just swan dive down a little bit. And then inhale all the way back up, and exhale down. Beautiful. Roll your shoulders back and away. I always like to do this too. This feels good. And then just shake it out. Great. All right, so from now we're going to take a moment and I'm going to slide my foot out and in Slide my foot out and in. Good. And sit back up on the chair. I'm about halfway off the chair. I'm going to slide my foot up. I'm just going to take my opposite hand. So right hand comes up, and I'm just going to come down and touch something. Okay? Just notice what you're touching. And then come up. Let that hand come back down. And then swing and windmill it again and come down again. Notice what you're touching. Sweep it down and around again. So we're working the shoulder and some length here. Sweep it up again. And maybe you get a little further. Huh? And then one more time. We'll do it 4 times on each side. Sweep it up again. Maybe you can get your toes this time. But don't grasp for them. Just notice. That's all. It's an awareness. And then slide that hand up. And we'll take that to the other side. So slide the foot down and try to keep the toes on the floor. Sometimes that's a little difficult, okay? But we're trying to stretch open the front of the ankle, okay? So keeping that open. We'll take the arm up, left hand comes up, and just bring it down and notice what you touch. I've got my shin, and then I'm gonna come back and around, and then swinging it up, working my shoulder. Now I've got my ankle. Come back and around. Now lift up, don't lose the length, and come back and down. Now I've got the top of my foot. And the goal's the toes, right? So here we go, one more. Coming up, and all the way, and we got our toes. Beautiful, and then just slide that foot up. Good, and then maybe just tap your feet a little bit. Okay? All right, so let's check our range here. Inhale and then exhale. How are we doing? We're looking all the way around now. And then sweep up and then over and around like so. Beautiful. All right, so now let's take a twist. We're going to stand up and we're going to take a triangle, reverse triangle. So take an inhale up, reach the arms forward, okay, and then come all the way up. All right. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to step to the side of the chair. Now, if this isn't, again, too much for you, you can just go back to that one that we did seated. Okay. So from here, I'm going to come and I'm going to first take my triangle pose. So I have my right foot underneath the chair and my left foot is out to a side. And again, I'm just going to bring my hand down and come up. This is our triangle pose. Okay? Now, the other thing that you can do is you can, again, we've been bringing the floor up to us. You can bring the chair seat up to you too by bringing your block up as well on here. Okay? Now, the triangle part of this is we're going to rotate our hips around, right? And I'm going to bring my opposite hand onto the block and then sweep my right hand up. Okay, so we're twisting around, coming up and then bring that down. Okay, so we go from triangle, right? And then I'm going to twist around and come up. Release that hand, right? We'll just take a down dog while we're here. It's always good, right? Just take that down dog. Breathing. And then slowly and gently, we're going to come up and we'll take that to the other side, okay? So either with or without the block, I'm going to bring my left foot this time underneath the chair. And the other foot should be about, maybe 2 to 3 feet away from one another, okay? And you want to kind of look down too. The heel of my left foot is in line with the instep of my right. So I've got one foot going this way and one kind of going out that way, okay? I square my hip, reach my arms out, and I just kind of, like a little teapot, come down and bend down, okay? So this is our triangle pose on this side. And then taking it into the reverse triangle, I'm going to bring my right hand down, and then just reach my left arm up for the twist. Okay? And then coming down and coming back up. We got one more in us. Let's try. Come on down. Triangle. Replace the hand and come up. Good. And then bring that down. Keep the hand here. Step the foot out and find a nice down dog. Breathing, of course. Whew. And then coming up, and we'll come back to our chair. All right. Let's take our left knee in, squeeze it. If you can, bring that ankle up and over. Okay? And we're going to lift up. Now, what we're going to do here is also take a quick twist. So I'm going to take my right hand onto my left knee, and I'm going to twist around, breathing. And then I'm going to slide my hand down into the front part of my shin, getting a little deeper in it. So now this is almost like our pigeon pose that we normally do facing forward, but I'm going to stay twisting here. And I'm using my hand on the back side of the chair to push me forward and twist. Okay. Oh, this feels yummy. And then I'm going to relax that hand first and then kind of unwind a little bit. Okay. And then bring that knee in and down. All right, we got to go the other side. And if that's too much for you, you can just cross your ankles like so and twist like this, okay? So, you know, you do you, but challenge yourself, because sometimes, you know, we underestimate ourselves. So lift up. Okay, get that nice length first, then bring that heel or that ankle up and over the knee and lifting up first here, right? Taking the left hand onto the outer edge of the right knee. So I'm just twisting first, just looking over the right to the right. Then I'm going to allow my body to come a little bit deeper into it by letting my elbow just kind of embrace my shin and my calf as I'm twisting. And then this right hand, I'm going to push on the back side of the chair and really get that rotation in. I'm softening through the shoulders and I'm breathing. Feels good. You gotta feel it, and you know you're doing it, right? But you want the ooh, not the ow. And then coming up nice and slow and gentle, we'll unwind. Good. Bring our feet together. And then we'll just kind of rub our hands together. Okay. Creating some beautiful energy. I'm going to sit back in the chair. I'm going to bring my block out. I'm going to bring, let's see, I'm going to bring it out like so. I'm going to bring my feet. Before we do this, we're going to take our block between our feet and just raise it up and down for 1. Up and hold for 2. Up and hold a minute for 3. And then the last one, up and hold 4, and bring it down nice and slow. Good. And of course, if you didn't have a block, you could just do the lifting of the legs. But I'm going to bring my feet right onto that block. I'm going to sit back into the chair. And I'm going to kind of start where, or end where I started, which is pressing the palms of my hands first into my thighs, reestablishing that length. And then I'll take my arms, I'll sweep them back up and exhale down. And then bring my hands to the palms so that they're flipped. Palms are up towards the ceiling. Just breathing here. Just notice the quality of your breath. Notice any awarenesses of how your body might feel now after a few minutes of stretching and twisting. And then for a Shavasana today, what we can do is, if you've got a blanket handy, taking the blanket, of course you can use a pillow. If you've got a pillow, I'm just going to roll the blanket up a little bit. I'm going to put it right on my lap. And I'm going to have myself rolling over it. So I'm going to take that inhale up. And then exhale, just allow myself just to roll over it. I'm tucking my chin in towards my chest. And I'm just going to hang here. Feel your opening in the cervical spine. If you need a little bit more support for your head, you can always bring the blanket a little bit higher, or if you have another block or 2 blankets or another pillow, just building it up, and then maybe just bringing your forehead on to that blanket or block. Okay? And just hang out here. And as you're breathing in, I want you to feel the breath coming into the back side of your body. With every inhalation, you just feel the rib cage really rise and fall. Feel the rib cage expand. Bringing breath into that lower back. A lot of us, myself included, have a lot of lower back issues. So this is a great opportunity to bring healing into that lower back. And that healing is your breath. So just bring the breath in really deeply. Feel the belly rise and fall. Envision your diaphragm working for you, filling it up, coming down. It's like a balloon, It's like it increases and decreases. So just think of that, how fascinating the body really is and what it does for us. So just keep exploring, keep being aware. All the small little awarenesses, they roll into bigger ones. And those aha moments that you get of clarity and space. And then those turn into happiness and joy, getting rid of the toxins and the negativity that sometimes fill our minds and bodies. Just by moving, we want to keep moving. We're going to twisting away and just get it all out, so that it can be filled with love and light. So I will leave you here for today and remind you, as I take another inhale in, and I'm going to exhale my hands down to my heart center. I do remind you that the love and the light that you continue to shine upon me is the same love and light that I shine on you. So I'm going to raise my thumbs to my third eye and bow in gratitude towards you and all of those around me as we say, Namaste. Thank you for joining me from the Whitman Wellness Center, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.